So you're telling me that you want one fragrance that can get you through any season and any occasion?
What?
Okay, no problem.
I gotcha.
Today I'm gonna show you 5 fragrances that can do just that. So you may be asking yourself,
Curtis, why did you pick these?
well, I picked these because they're versatile. They can get through the hot summers and the cold winters. You can wear these dressed up to formal events or more casually. And these are the fragrances in my collection that are my favorites for this specific topic. So let's jump into it. So first up on the list from the house of Hermes, we have H24 EDP. So this is a green, creamy, earthy, and pleasantly mossy fragrance. It has a bit more depth than the EDT. Some people said that the EDT has kind of a harsh metallic note. You can still pick up the metallic note in the EDP version. However, it's definitely toned down. The performance is quite good on my skin, and out of all the fragrances on this list today, this one has garnered me the most compliments. If compliments are what you're after, then
This is probably a good choice.
as for the notes, we have oak moss, clary sage, sclarine, narcissus, and Brazilian rosewood. So overall, this fragrance gives you the vibe of a freshly ironed shirt. It's fairly fresh, clean, crisp, but the oak moss gives it that depth. It's a lovely and pleasant fragrance. So if you can, get yourself a sample of H24 EDP by Hermes. Next up on the list from the house of Nishan A, we have Ambra Calabria. So this one is a very interesting and intriguing scent. And if you were to put the scent on a table and cut it in half, it's polar opposites. On one side, you have some green, citrusy notes. And on the other side, you have a bit more depth with the amber and vanilla. But these two sides marry together perfectly. It's incredibly well blended and such a pleasant wear. This one may not perform as well as some of the other fragrances from Nishan A. However, it's no slouch. It can definitely hold its own in the summer and colder winter months. This one leaves an absolutely gorgeous sillage trail. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have bergamot, green leaves, and galbanum. In the mid, we have coriander and jasmine. And in the base, we have amber, vanilla, and musk. The versatility from this fragrance is probably one of the best from Nishan A. It's quickly becoming one of my favorites from the brand. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Ambra Calabria by Nishan A. Next up from the house of MFK, we have Gentle Fluidity Silver. So this one's a very fresh and charismatic scent without leaning sporty. It gives off a slight gin and tonic vibe due to the juniper berry. So it's kind of icy cold, but it's held down by some very nice amber and vanilla notes, which really help to warm up the fragrance. It has absolutely phenomenal performance. I usually do about 3 sprays with this one. It pushes out quite heavily and is a room filler. So, I mean, if that's something that you're looking for, this is a good fragrance for that. But, you know, go easy on the trigger with this one. As for the note breakdown, we have juniper berry, musk, coriander, woodsy notes, nutmeg, amber, and vanilla. What's also great about this fragrance is you can layer this one. And for the brand MFK, they have a sister fragrance to Gentle Fluidity Silver. It's called Gentle Fluidity Gold. And what's interesting about that, it has the exact same notes as Gentle Fluidity Silver, but a completely different smell to it. But they layer tremendously well together, and it combines for a gorgeous scent. Gentle Fluidity Silver is definitely one of my favorites from the brand, so if you can, get yourself a sample. This is Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK. Next up on the list, we have Beach Hut Man by Amouage. So this is a very classic mature smelling fragrance. It's not dated by any means, but it's probably geared more towards the mature crowd. It's very earthy, green, has a fairly prominent minty note, so it's very unique in that regard. It also has ivy in it, and I don't have any other fragrance that have the note of ivy, so it gives it quite a unique smell. Very different from any of the other fragrances that I have in my collection. And from this list today, this is probably the most beastly. This is a huge performer, room filler.
Go easy.
As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have mint, galbanum, and orange blossom. In the mid, we have ivy, moss, and vetiver. And in the base, we have woody notes, myrrh, and patchouli. I love this fragrance, and when I'm going through my collection and trying to find something to wear, and I'm kind of at a loss for what I should pick, I know that I can always fall back on Beach Hub Man, because I know I can count on it to do the job that I need it to. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Beach Hub Man by Amouage. And finally, from the house of Nishan A, we have Hachivat. This fragrance needs no introduction. It's received quite a bit of hype in the fragrance community, and rightfully so. It's a fantastic fragrance and definitely one of my favorites. It's very unique and fruity with a lot of depth. It opens up with a prominent pineapple note, and it dries down to an oak mossy base. It's extremely rich and it has a lot of depth to it. As for the note breakdown, in the top we have pineapple, grapefruit, and bergamot. In the mid is cedar, patchouli, and jasmine. And in the base, oak moss and woody notes. And one thing that I've noticed about this fragrance was that I tend to go nose blind to it fairly quickly for whatever reason. My spray routine with this one is the same as my other fragrances. I usually hit the sides of my neck and then the back. I don't spray anything in the front, but for some reason I go nose blind to this one. So when I first started using it, I thought that I wasn't getting very good performance out of it. However, I would always get comments saying,
"Wow, Curtis, this one's pushing off hard. Wow, this smells so good."
So I knew that other people were smelling it, even though I wasn't. It's definitely a powerhouse. It pushes out. So always take that into consideration instead of, overspraying something. There is a possibility that you could be going nose blind to it when the others around you are smelling it. This does get a lot of comparison to Preta Ventus because of the pineapple note. But other than that, those two fragrances are completely different. In my opinion, Hachivat is the complete versatile fragrance and a perfect pick for any season. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Hachivat by Nishan A. So that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content for today. I want to hear about your all season, all occasion fragrances, so let me know down below in the comments section. I hope you guys are staying healthy and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.